Let's go to Revelation chapter 10. The reason I backtracked is I had to go through the symbols of Daniel, show you the significance of meaning this because this is what identified me. I am not like the other so-called prophets that sit up and prophesy lies and not give you true facts and true meaning of how he got here. But yet he prophesies and prophesies lies. God spoke concerning this matter in prophecy of Jeremiah. He said, woe to the prophet that steal from his prophet. And woe to the prophets that sit and say, God said this and God didn't send him. But yet he run and tell his dreams and his vision to every one of his neighbors. And he didn't send him. He said also in the prophecy of Jeremiah, the man that have a dream, let him tell his dream faithfully. Man have a vision, let him tell it faithfully. But don't go around and saying that God said this and God said that, and God have never sent him. He said he was against that prophet. Revelation chapter 10. And I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow upon his head. And his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. This was Jesus. And he said, and he had in his hand a little book open, and he set his right foot upon the sea, and his left feet on the earth. And he cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roars. And when he had cried, 7 thunders uttered their voices. And when the 7 thunders uttered their voices, I was about to write. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, seal up those things which the 7 thunders uttered, and write them not. And the angels which I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth lifted up his hand to heaven, and swear by him that liveth forever and ever, who created heaven and the things that therein are, and the earth and the things therein are, and the sea and the things that which are therein, that there should be time no longer. But in the days of the voice of the 7th angel, when he shall begin to sound, the mystery of God should be finished, as he has declared to his servants, the prophets. And the voice which I heard from heaven spake unto me again, and said, go and take the little book which is open in thy hand of the angel which standeth upon the sea and upon the earth. And I went unto the angels and said unto him, give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Isn't this the same thing was spoken of at the space revelation of the space shell in Ezekiel chapter 1? But this came in Ezekiel chapter 2, where he gave me the book and told me to eat it. Chapter 2 and then chapter 3. This is the scriptures of the Bible that God revealed to me. These messages and the scriptures of the Bible have been eluding the mindset of men for many thousands of years because they was blind. They didn't understand the true significance of these things. Some of these things maybe they could interpret, but some of these things they could not, because the revelation of the space show came about 20 or 30 years ago. So there was no way they could interpret the meaning of the revelation of the space shell spoken of in Ezekiel chapter 1, Ezekiel chapter 2, the blowing up the space shell in 2003, and in Revelation chapter 4. These things could not be revealed to them. But he said here, take it and swallow it. But this was one of the cherubim that he was speaking to, which he testified of me in Exodus chapter 25, around verse 22, when he said, I will commune with you from above, between, and upon the mercy from between the two cherubims. Because in St. John, before Jesus was getting ready to go to his Father in heaven, before he was being crucified, he said, I will send a comforter back to you. And when he come, he will reprove all of these things, and he will testify of me. He will testify, he will glorify the Father, because the things, you can't bear them now, because the space shell had not been invented. There was no vehicle or no craft manufactured through the word of foundry and engraving machine, a lay machine as you would call them. There was none created or manufactured that run by the way of a fuel, jet fuel, diesel fuel, or gasoline. There was none. So if Jesus had spoken to them concerning these matters, where in a tongue where they could understand, they would still have been left without understanding, because they had never lived into those times. So that's why God had to speak unto them in parable. Right here in the Revelation, even when Jesus went to his Father in heaven, he told me to take the book and eat it. These were the words sent back to the prophet speaking to me. Ezekiel chapter 2 and 3, and I believe, it speaks of the book that he gave me and said, eat the book. Eat the book is simplifying it by telling me to go through this Bible and read it. Revelation chapter 13, Jesus spoke concerning 13:18. Jesus spoke concerning my comment. He said, count the number of the beasts, which was 3. And this is the number of a man. His number is 666. 3 times 666 is 1998. He said, this is wisdom. So if this is wisdom, God was speaking concerning this matter. And even in Isaiah chapter 11, he said, this is wisdom. It was a stem coming out of the branch, coming out of the stem. A rod, it was coming out of the rod stem. It was a branch coming out of the rod of Jesse, out of the stem of Jesse. It's going to be a rod growing out of the stem of Jesse, which was little David. And it was going to be a branch that grow from him, which is myself. That's in Isaiah chapter 11. But now as we go until the Revelation chapter 11, it speaks concerning that same man that was spoken of in Isaiah chapter 11. Chapter 11, Revelation chapter 11, and there was given me a rod, like unto a reed, there was given me a reed, like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of God, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months. 42 months was they to tread Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, all of these nations that surrounded the altar. They was to tread these out under 42 months. And you divide 12 into 42. Will give you about 3.5 years. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, showing you his 2 witnesses, Elijah and Moses. And they shall prophesy 1,260 days clothed in sackcloth. These are the 2 olive trees and the 2 candlesticks